Bro, you got to hear this. So while the fucking intro's going,
Danielle's going to kill us in the green room right now. I see her moving the camera. Like, he fucking screamed. Holy shit. This is going to be crazy. It's fucking loud. They're all going to hear it.
This guy down here, he's like, he sees me up here smoking, and he's like, you can't smoke up there. I'm like, I'm sorry. I thought this was America. And then he just shook his head and walked away.
Meg, pay attention.
Sorry, I was looking for my bottle.
I saw you looking down. What are you doing? You got to pay attention to podcast. Everyone, welcome.
I was looking
welcome
for
to
my
the Liberty. Welcome to the Liberty Risk podcast. I'm Billy.
I'm Hugh.
I'm Megan.
Whoa, Megan, Jesus.
You're done eating your salami and your cheese, Meg. You can be done with that now.
Hugh, not only do you have a beautiful, beautiful poster card-esque background. Is that even a word? Poster card-esque?
It is now. You're an American.
Yeah, there we go. America.
I guess I'm getting really drunk tonight.
When you hear the sound effects of the seagulls in the background.
That's why I do this show out here, Billy, for you, to remind you that your life sucks in the Carolinas.
You're shitty. So listen, we're just gonna cut to the chase. We got two awesome guests on tonight that we're gonna bring in here in a second. Danielle and Leslie from On the DL podcast, which you can go and listen to, download, follow, like, share on all the major podcast platforms, and also go to their Instagram page and do the same thing because it's the right thing to do. And I fucking told you to, and I'll know if you didn't. So there you go. So we're going to bring them in now.
Gross.
What up, ladies?
Hey.
Sorry, Danielle. We'll try to be quiet. Like,
it's okay.
I obviously will make no promises as such.
So what's going on, ladies? How's everything going?
It's going. It's going.
Danielle, are you at work?
I am at work.
Did you tell your boss I have more important things to do? I'm taking my break now.
I am on my break right now, so I've got 30 minutes to do this.
You got
hot damn.
Solid 30 minutes.
All right, let's go.
If you need to eat a sandwich or a bag of chips or something while you're doing this, that's cool too.
So,
Genie.
So since you got 30 minutes, since we're on a time crunch with Danielle, let's just get right into it. Why did you guys start the podcast?
That's
and
three of them.
What brought you to do the podcast? And both of you, like, how'd that conversation start is my biggest thing. Like,
so pretty randomly, Danielle and I were stationed together on our first ship, and after we left the ship, we kind of lost contact. So we haven't talked in 10 years at this point. And after the Vanessa Guillen thing came out, I kind of lost my my shit. And okay, I lost
there's
my shit.
no bars here. Just say whatever you need to say.
Yeah, and I posted something on my Facebook, and that kind of described how I was feeling at the time. And Danielle messaged me because we were Facebook friends, and she was like, hey, I completely forgot. A lot of the stuff that had happened to me had happened on our ship. She was there for it. And she was like, I forgot all about that. And we were talking about the Vanessa Guillen stuff going on. And she was like, I can't believe how widely serious this is, right? Like, I can't believe how many girls are going through this. Have you looked at the WABG group on Facebook? It's got like 10,000 people in it. Like, that means that this is huge. And she was like, there's got to be another way that we can make this public, because the WABG group on Facebook, I'm not sure if you're aware, is for female veterans only. So this is only reaching, everything they post is only reaching, a very specific niche group. And it's not really the group that needs to be reached as far as like changing the system goes. So we decided to start a podcast, and I started working on our logo. I had a girlfriend of mine who started working on it pretty much immediately when we got the idea. And right when we got the logo, I sent it to Danielle, and I was like, okay, we got it. This is great, right? Yeah, there it is, little girl with her little hush-hush mouth. And she was like, cool. So then she posts on the WABG group, which has 10,000 at the time followers, and we don't even have our equipment. Like, we don't have.
So you're jumping. So you're jumping the gun, Danielle. You're just like, fuck it. I'm psyched. I'm motivated. Let's do this shit. And you just put it on there.
She was like, we we have 500 likes. And I was like, on what? On what? We don't even have an Instagram. Like, what are you talking about?
That's awesome.
It was awful.
Yeah, so we were like on Amazon looking at microphones, and we were like trying to figure out. And I'm like, all right, well, this one will be here in like 2 days. And she's like, mine won't be here for 3 days. So what the fuck are we gonna do?
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
That's how
So
we
you,
started.
so you, that's kind of like me and Hugh. When me and Hugh started this off first, it was before we brought Megan. We were like, let's do a podcast, bro. And our whole reason for doing this was just to, we were tired of seeing the bro vets and the gun bunnies and like, oh yeah, I served and I got 12 purple hearts and I fucking killed people. And then you got the girl in the background in the bikini like, I like to shoot weapons. Yeah, shut the fuck up. No one gives a fuck. No one's drinking your coffee. That's fucking great. Who gives a shit? Like, we just don't care. Yeah, so we just we just wanted to I know, so bad. But we just wanted to do this for reasons like this. And so you guys had Danique on, who's, we talked about this earlier, is a good friend of ours. And how do you find the women to come? Do they reach out to you? Is there
they found us. So for the most part, yeah.
So they're reaching out, messaging you, be like, look, I've been affected, in this way, blah, 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 and I want my voice to be heard.
Right.
That's great. And are you flooded? I mean,
so,
just
another funny story about Danielle.
I like how they both make the same face at those questions. Both of them are like, oh Jesus.
Danielle, what if someone comes?
Gavin, get out of here.
I'm on my break.
Yeah.
Yeah, not our problem.
Gavin, go file your VA claim. You have other stuff to worry about.
I know what I said, Richard, and I meant it.
All right, so you guys were saying.
So
Yeah,
we get our
Instagram.
Instagram.
Funny thing about me.
We get our Instagram up, right? And we're like, okay, we're like making moves. We got the logo, we got the Instagram. Now we got to make an email, right? So we make the email and we post about it and say, hey, if you guys have any stories this year, let's send them our way. We want to know, and we want to get you guys on our show. And we get like 20 emails, and we're so new at this podcast thing, and it's like at being adults in general. And
I get that. I feel that.
Yeah, and
I was just smirking and laughing in the background, like, oh fuck.
we're making appointments with these girls, and I'm like, wait, we forgot about the very, very first one that messaged us, and we're reading them, and then we're forgetting about the ones that we read, and like they're disappearing on us, and I'm like, we have to figure out. So now we have a folder list of of people that we have already discussed. They've already come on the show.
Okay, cool.
And then we have a folder that says that's a no from me, dog. And that's the folder that we've
I wanted to ask about that. What are the criteria for getting on the show?
Well, there's a girl who I think she's the only one who's in this folder. She sent us Hustler magazine type story about some affair she was having with
Jesus Christmas.
Her LPO.
She used very, very seductive language. It was like a 50 Shades of Grey description of.
Was it a dollar store romance novel?
Yeah. And I was like, I don't feel comfortable right now, and we're not even on the phone with her.
It was another time that I was at work that she forced me into reading this while I was sitting at the computer, in the public. I wasn't just in my little office. And she's like, I feel dirty right now.
Oh
I'm like, okay, I can't wait to read this. So then I read it, and the girl was like, something about whatever the guy's rate and rank was. She said that he came up behind her and he said, are you something about Mamacita? And are you smell good for Poppy? And I was like, what is this? What a sick freak.
I quivered. She was like, I quivered. ... I'm like, come on, no.
That's not harassment or assault. That's you enjoying it. If you're like, ooh, let me romanticize this event.
I think you're accidentally in the wrong group. I think this is not the group you thought it was. Somebody lied to you about this group.
Yeah.
And usually it's a dick flopped out, and you're like, what the fuck? put that shit away. I'm gonna cut it off. Like, this is like, I don't want to be here for this. Not like, like, ooh.
And there's also like something that we actually experienced that we did not think we were going to experience, which was like vetting these stories, right? So we did an entire podcast with a girl who you could track a story that she connected herself to. So we read that and we were like, this is crazy. Like, it's on a news article, right, online. And after we did the show, it was like an hour long. Danielle is in the middle of editing it, and she was like, hey, these dates like don't add up, and not just by like a couple weeks kind of sketch, like entire whole years they're not matching up. And I keep listening to the recording, and I keep looking at the news article, and it's not possible. Like, so we did
word for word.
Yeah, so like we did get we got in contact with her and said, hey, we just need some clarification on some of these dates and what exactly happened. And then she clarified that they still were not clear.
And she turned it went from like a 6-month time frame to
like 2.5 years.
No, like at the end it ended up being like 4 years, like her entire thing. And I was like, this doesn't even make any sense. And then I was like recording pieces that I was editing and then sending it to Leslie. And then I was also calling my little sister, and I'm like, you need to listen to this because Leslie's sleeping right now. And she's like, oh my God. So I'm like sitting there, I'm playing like Harriet the Spy, and I'm trying to figure all this stuff out. And like, then ultimately she pulled the same shit you would do if you were like 16 or 17 years old. And she's like, well, if you don't believe me, then like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because when you get called out, it's like, oh yeah, I'm done. Forget it. Whatever.
Yeah,
you don't want to hear it.
My girlfriend and I were talking about it, and we're getting the vibe that you don't believe me. You're
the
correct.
Vibe.
You don't.
Yeah.
Look, you should have told her, be like, we're not here to make you fucking Instagram famous, okay? Like, this is real.
Yeah. And the thing is, we have a reputation to protect, right? Like, at the end of the day, and if anybody were to connect those two, like, we even brought up the article and his name, and if anybody who knew anything that was different from that story and were able to connect that person with what was going on, it would have been awful.
Let us defame our characters on our own. We don't.
You don't need help. Let us do it on our own. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and that's like we received messages on here also through Instagram, because our Instagram and the Facebook for the podcast are linked. So we get messages both on here on Facebook, and me and you, we still haven't. I don't know. We had a guy,
Purple Heart guy.
Yeah. Oh, he reached out to us and gave us some very detailed story.
That guy.
Yeah, it was all like,
it was extremely lengthy, and we were just like
extremely lengthy and very detailed on how he was pretty much.
Are we talking about a story or a photo?
It's a story.
Oh,
it's a story. No, it wasn't a photo. Why? Because Hugh says lengthy, and it went to a photo. What the hell's that?
No, he wrote us a pretty detailed message about what had happened to him, and we were just reviewing it. We're like, I'm sorry, man, it just doesn't add up. Like, and I don't want to be a dick. I'm not going to tell you that something did or didn't happen to you, but I can't validate bringing you on the show for you to tell this story, and then we find out that it's not true. Because what will happen is, it's not like we hide our faces on this show. Our names are very public. People could just email me and or message us and be like, hey, here's what really happened. And, like you said, Danielle, I'll defame myself. Thank you very much.
So how often you guys publish your episodes? Like, so that when people go, people that are watching here know when the next one's going to come out. Cause there's 9, right? You have 9 on there right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did a little bit of a front load, if you will. Danielle, again, was a little bit like quick triggered on getting these episodes out, and I'm like, Danielle, we have to slow down. We're gonna run out of
12 episodes a day. 12 episodes a day, Leslie.
Yeah, and I'm like a mouse in the wheel. I'm the mouse in the wheel, and I'm like just burning out. And we did record an episode that we were going to post, but it doesn't really make sense. It's just us two kind of rambling So we're gonna record another on Saturday morning before I leave for vacation, and then we're gonna post it next week. So once a week, ideally, but we have to also remember that we have lives. Like I have a full-time job, I have a nonprofit, I have 2 dogs, a boyfriend, a house that I have to upkeep. Like
you're adulting. You're adulting.
Yeah,
okay.
Very hard. Yes, and very successfully for sure.
So between the time you get the emails and you read the stories, do you then email these girls back and say, hey, we'd like to talk on the phone before having you on the show, just to kind of screen the story a little bit more?
Yeah. So we
Go ahead, Danielle, go.
No, so we talked to the people, like, so that's why we ended up making those folders, because as some people would say, I was jumping ahead, and I was like, as soon as I was getting the emails, I was responding to them because I'll forget, because I don't fucking care half the time. So I was responding to these people, and then now we started putting it in folders. But then when we talked to them on the phone, then we just like figure out, like, do you want to record this week or next week or whatever? And there've been like a couple people who didn't understand, like, when Leslie tells them specifically, because I always forget the detail of, like, you have to have a laptop to do this. Mm-hmm. And we literally had, what was it, 2 or 3 episodes that, like, we've had
Leslie,
to cancel.
It is
like,
the most fucking annoying thing when I carve out like an hour of my time, my precious, wonderful, delicious time.
Delicious
people.
Delicious.
Yes, delicious. My time is fucking delicious. Okay. So when I carve out this time and I'm like, okay, you need a laptop. Our podcast app will not allow you to do this on a phone. We use Zencaster, so that, because Danielle and I are not in the same state. She's in Ohio, I'm in Virginia, and Zencaster was the one, we tried another one out. This one's the one that makes us sound the most like we're in the same room together.
Yeah.
And we're allowed to talk like without headphones and not hear feedback. It cancels it out automatically. It's wonderful.
Nice.
But then we'll get on the podcast app, we'll get in the little meeting room, and they're like, yeah, I can't log on. And I'm like, why not? It's saying it's not allowed on iPhone. And I'm like, what the fuck part of you need a laptop? Do you not understand?
See, Leslie, this is why we wanted to have you on here. I feel like you have this anger, this pent up anger, and now you're like,
let's hear it.
Like,
we're here for it.
The people at Liberty Risk they're gonna let me say what I want. This is great.
I'm ready for
the first time it is hot. The first time that we ran into that kind of issue, we didn't know. So like when the first time it happened, we were like, okay, so now in our pre-briefing, which is what our phone calls are, it's where we go over what are they okay with talking about, what questions specifically do they want us to ask, what vibe do we want to feel, like do they want it to be a little bit light and airy, do we want it to be serious, like we want to get all that information from them ahead of time. So the first issue that happened with the phone, I was like, okay, now we need to add that to the briefing. So everyone after that is a fucking idiot. Like, I don't even want them. Like,
oh shit, I love it.
I don't even want. It's like that's your chance. Like, there was your chance and it's gone. Like, that was your hour.
We wanted to get your story out. We wanted to let you vent about the things that happened to you. Not for nothing, but like Jesus shoved up Christ. You didn't have a laptop.
Do you need to vent right now? Like, keep going, because I hear you breathing heavy. Like, I'm gonna fucking burn this whole building down. I can't take it.
It stresses me out. It stresses me out, man. Like when we and the reason it does make me so angry is because we do have such limited time to do this, you know. And then you know, with editing the episodes, we say like, you know, like. All the fillers, right? We use them all. So it takes us like 18 hours to edit like 45 minutes of podcast.
We cut out like 16 minutes of an episode from speaking out most.
Yes.
Yeah.
Between 3 people.
I'm glad I took public speaking.
Yeah. That went right out the door.
I was ready to swan dive off of the Cleveland Clinic.
Yeah.
Oh shit! So when
she's up there in the Midwest, like, and yo.
So it's gotta be taxing going through all these stories, all these emails. I mean, how do you guys emotionally deal with that?
So one thing I was super hard on with this idea.
You can say weed, it's okay.
Yeah, well, I think it was more me. Like, I think Danielle was like, "Let's get these juicy ass stories," and I'm like, "Well,
yeah,
I know that,
yeah, brother, let's go."
Yeah,
burn them all.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like a little bit more like empathetic, and I like take on all that energy, and like I absorb it all. So I do know that I like need a break from that. So I told Danielle when we were starting it, I was like, we can't just tell these freaking awful stories. Like, we also have to mix it up with like some good resources, and that's how we came about Danique. And her podcast was like a wonderful mix of like her telling her story and then lightening up the mood with like, this is what I do now, this is how I've like bounced back from this, and I loved that setup.
Danique's got a whole wall full of resources, both in English and in German. She'll sit there for hours just rattling off what book can do what for you. There's a couple like How to Kill with Your Pinky books speckled out in there too.
That's all her husband's shit. He's got with the fucking, while he's sitting there cleaning his Revolutionary War musket that he used back in the Revolutionary War. Yeah. That old bastard.
Matt, happy birthday!
Oh yeah, happy birthday, you old fuck!
Happy birthday!
Yeah, happy birthday!
Fucking 50, you old piece of shit. I love you.
You made it.
Okay, I'm good. I'm glad that he was actually in here because I didn't even realize.
And here's his comment. Here's his comment.
Yeah.
I have empathy.
He just chooses not to exercise it.
His comment is not I have empathy. It's I'm have empathy.
Yes, I'm have
Read
empathy.
it again. I'm have empathy.
That's that dementia, bro. Welcome aboard the USA train.
He's on old Ironsides right now.
I remember when they laid the keel to this ship.
Oh, man.
All right, I got it out of my system. I'm good.
Okay,
So how many episodes are you guys just going to keep going and going? Do you have a?
The limit does not exist.
I was going to say
awesome. That is fucking awesome. That's what I wanted to hear.
Are we in Mean Girls right now?
Yeah,
the limit doesn't exist.
You have WAVG. You have 12,000 people that can email you at any time, and I mean, you potentially have 12,000 episodes.
Exactly.
Right.
And
no.
Even the fucking people today, like, okay, for instance, I don't know if anybody saw my Facebook earlier, but there was this guy who decided like he was gonna send me dick pics. And he was in my message request, and like I hadn't seen them, and then he got pissed at me because I didn't respond.
Oh, is that the one that was on WAVG this morning?
Yes.
That was you. Okay, because I was like,
so that was on
this sounds oddly familiar.
Yeah, but then, so I mean, even that right there, like the dude was a sergeant in the Marine Corps, like he just retired, like the dude's 42 years old, but again, I was.
Oh wait, hold on. I
his
see
name
it right.
is Sargi Slaughter.
Yeah,
I think
Sargi Slaughter
is like his name is Corey like Seliker or something like that.
You mean this piece of shit?
No, that's not it.
Yes,
that's not it.
That's
it
right there.
Wait, is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, fuck him.
My friend had to like cover out his little baby oil slathered ween.
So that's the schmeckle. He sent the picture of the schmeckle.
Yes.
What the fuck? I don't understand. I just don't fucking get that. I'm like, hey, wow, this girl's really good looking.
You sent a picture of my cock.
But
No, it's worse. It's worse than that.
I don't understand that.
She did not respond to.
No, and then he gets angry.
Yes.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
No. I'm saying he sent like text messages first and was like, you're so pretty, why don't you pay attention to me? Sent a meme of like an ostrich being chased by like a gazelle or something, and he's like you're the ostrich, and
Jesus Christ,
and she didn't respond, and he was like well, are you gonna stay this rude? Like, is that just who you are you rude as fuck? Like you're stuck up, blah blah blah. She didn't respond again, and then he sent dick pictures. This was not like I'm gonna
it's
send.
It's not like he came in like the Kool-Aid man, dick swinging and hanging. He was like,
right.
I'll try the door. I'll try to jimmy a window, and then I'll come in like a wrecking hanging dick.
Yes.
What the fuck? I don't understand.
I actually looked him up. And he was angry about the UPS or FedEx guy leaving something on the street or something. And I'm like, all right. So now I know he's in Ohio. Like, I know where he lives now. And I'm like, if I could only find out where he works. Like, I actually did a deep dive on this guy this morning, and I was like, and then I saw the thing that was like, don't attack him. Telegraph. Yeah.
That's what was confusing. So, like, one of my friends, her sister went to high school with him, and she's like, wait, his last name is not Slaughter. She's like, his last name is like, it's like Secular or Selic, something like that.
Well, Danielle, look at it this way. What we do on this podcast is, I told Leslie this, and she thought it was fucking hilarious. If we find out who he is, and we could possibly find out where he lives, we're going to send him a fucking huge bag of candy dicks with a fucking note. Tell him what an asshole he is.
Please send glitter because it'll never come out of his carpet.
Yeah.
No, I know where he lives. Hold on 1 second.
Oh my God.
Oh, I'm sorry. His last name is Sekarak.
Sekarak?
Sekarak. Let's find
him.
Sekarak. He graduated from Berea High School in 1997. He lives at 4211 Jennings Ridge Drive, Cleveland, Ohio.
Yes! We're going to post that shit after here. It's going to be fucking wonderful.
Please.
Yes, this is going to be fucking great. Put that in the comments after the show. And I'm
a lawyer really quick.
What is it? 4221.
Yes, Attorney Anderson, we're gonna need you again.
4211 Jennings Ridge Drive.
4211 Jennings Ridge Drive, Ohio.
That way I can rub it, Chris.
Oh, did we laugh at the world's okayest Marine yet?
Oh, it is the world's okayest Marine.
World's okayest Marine. Yay!
Okay.
Sorry. Every time Chris gets on here. Yeah, because he's fought in every major battle since the U.S. Yeah, since the U.S. was formed.
Revolutionary War, Civil War.
He's the world's okayest Marine.
Yep. He's not a good Marine, but he's not a bad Marine. He's just okay.
Yeah, he's just okay.
He doesn't get any major awards, but he's like there.
Yeah. Tommy's very upset because he had to get out of the Navy before the new Down Periscope sequel came out.
Oh man.
Aww. Wait, Billy, you didn't show my comment.
Oh yeah.
Anybody wants to?
Yeah, I told you. I don't give a shit. Like, what are they gonna do? Like, if I get an email like I'm gonna fucking sue you, I'll be like, okay, I have -$9 in my fucking main checking account because I'm raising 2 children alone. So I really don't give a shit.
Not be sued for this. It's public knowledge. You could look it up in the white pages.
Yeah. Most of my money's from disability. Have fun taking all $8.
Yeah.
Will be used my criminal justice.
Danielle spit her drink out everywhere. It was great.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So how often do you guys get messages like this? Like, I know this is probably a funny fucking question because I hear shit from Meg, I hear shit from other females, and it's like almost daily.
So I get those messages because I'm on like Hinge, Bumble. I'm just like out there searching for
a dude.
I'm looking for love.
I'm looking for love.
Okay, that's a little closer than I am, but
I get the messages like a lot, and I'll send them to Leslie, and she's like, "Why are you not calling these people out?"
Yeah,
I don't know.
So anytime you want to, you know where to go. Right here.
I don't really get any. I guess I'm just not their type.
Because you have a boyfriend and you're not on a dating app.
Nobody knows that. It's not on my Instagram. I don't post about us. Like,
you're not out thoughting about.
You'd be great, Tommy. You'd be perfect.
So, Leslie, I wanted to touch on it quick before Danielle has to run. But how did you start your nonprofit Climb 4? How did that come about?
gonna keep this quick. I'm gonna ask you a really quick question. How did you start the biggest thing in your life?
Let's quick synopsis. Quick synopsis. Because
for Billy,
Three sentences.
I'm not done. Because to hear the full, complete story, that you talk about it on your podcast. You have a full episode for yourself.
Right.
So go.
So okay. So
now I'm gonna sit back like this. Now I'm gonna be judgy.
So I got out of the Navy in 2013, and I left with a shit ton of depression and anxiety that led to alcohol and drug abuse.
Classics.
Yeah. And I pretty much went down a deep dark hole. It ended with a DUI, and that was kind of when I got forced to kind of recognize that I had a problem. And so the lawyer that I hired was $5,000. I lost my job because I was in jail while I was supposed to be at work. And so on top of like getting this $5,000 debt on top of me, on top of a credit card, on top of all of my expenses, I lost my job. And that was probably my third or fourth job that I had lost in maybe like a 4-month time span because I couldn't stop drinking and not showing up to work. So I had no choice really but to like sell all of my belongings. And I was like, I just need to get out of here. So I looked at the trail. I'm trying to keep this as short as possible. I looked at the trail and I was like, that's what I'll do. I'll hike. And then I sold all my stuff, and I realized that camping gear was super expensive, especially ultralight backpacking gear for that kind of trip. And
the entire fucking western shoreboard of the United States.
Right. So something really amazing happened where a bunch of military guys who had like the stuff to offered me like backpacks, sleeping bags, ground pads, and they were like, what do you need? That basically I had like a spread of things that I could choose from that fit better, or like I could choose whatever I wanted. And I got everything I needed for free, like right down to the water filtration system. Yeah. And so I started in order to save money, I went home to Louisville, Kentucky. I lived in San Diego at the time. I went home to Louisville, Kentucky, and my parents helped me dehydrate all of my food and package it so that it could be shipped out to me at different points on the trail. And on my way home, because I drove from California to Kentucky, I was passing through Phoenix, which is where my best friend from the Navy at the time, her name was Candace. She lived with her fiance and her son. And I texted her and I was like, Candace, I'm driving through Phoenix like right now. Like, how far are you off of the highway, And she sent me her location. It was like 3 hours out of the way. And I was like, I can't do that. Like, I've got to get straight home. It's like a 44-hour drive, right? And I was like, but I'm kind of on a time crunch now, but if I have a little bit of time before the trail, when I get back, like I could stop on my way back to San Diego and stay with you. And she was like, no. If you just like stop and like stay at a Starbucks or something and just, hang out, I can meet you. Like Benji and I, which is her son, will meet you. And I was like, no. It really will work better if I could just like spend the night on the way home and we will get more time together. And she was like, yeah, that sounds great. Matt and Benji would really like that. And Matt is her fiance. And I got home, this was around Christmas time, and on January 2nd, she called the cops, let them know that she was going to shoot herself, and said to come and collect her body before her fiance got home. Jesus. And she killed herself. So I had already planned to hike the trail, and that's when I decided to hike it in her honor, and I got bracelets made, and I passed them out to everybody that I knew on the trail. Amazing. And then when I was explaining like how, all this went down for me, they were like, I bet there are a ton of veterans that could use, a trip like this. And then the idea just kind of snowballed from there. Honestly, we've outfitted about 15 veterans now, and we've only been in existence for about a year and a half.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So that's where we're at.
Weird. What is so weird to me is I went to high school, like I grew up with Candace, and she married my best friend from like preschool. And then right before she joined the Navy, like I had talked to her about what job she would choose like when she joined the Navy. So it's weird because like Leslie was my best friend on my first ship, and like Candace was one of my friends growing up, and then they ended up getting stationed together in San Diego, and
that's small. That's small world right there. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
So the name Climb 4 actually originated from the movement that I made for the hike. It was called Climb for Candace, and I hashtagged Climb the number 4 Candace and in all of the pictures, so that I would have pictures, and I had people tag pictures of their favorite parts of the hike with their bracelet that I gave them.
Amazing.
And
so
I
amazing.
could. Yeah, so that I could kind of get those pictures together and create some kind of cool little memory thing for her son when he gets older. So that was like the initial plan, but then it turned into something a little bit bigger.
No, it's amazing. So
cool.
how do veterans find out about this, and how do they apply for it?
Yeah, so on our website, it's www.climb-4.org. You'll just click apply for gear, and there's a little bit of an application process. Once you fill that out, we'll determine whether or not we select you, which we've selected everyone. So if that tells you anything. And then once they have been selected, we send them an email that says, hey, congratulations, you've been selected. Now you need to go to an outdoor retailer and get an idea of what exactly you need. Somebody who wants to go on like a weekend backpacking trip is going to need something completely different from somebody who wants to take on the PCT or the AT. Right. So we just want to make sure we're getting them the right gear for what they need. And the 4 stands for the 4 essential pieces of gear that you need to actually get into backpacking, which is the sleeping system, the cooking system, the tent, and the backpack. So when we supply all of that to them, once they also have to submit a video saying why they need the gear, how they're going to keep our public lands clean and safe, and sign a waiver. And there it is. Yeah.
There we go. Look at that.
So
that's a really nice website.
That's a lot nicer than our website.
We have a website?
No.
Yeah, and you can buy merch. All of the profit from the merchandise that you buy goes directly toward outfitting veterans. So
nice.
I just want to say, get a hoodie. It's the softest hoodie.
Really?
That I've ever worn.
I'm looking at this one right here. I think I'm right after the show. I'm going to go ahead and
I think we might only have your size left, Billy, if you want it.
Nobody's ever said that before.
Small? You only have smalls?
Mediums.
That's for Hugh. Hugh needs a small.
Yeah,
I like it. I like to keep it, like a safety blanket.
Well, do they have kids smalls for you?
Everybody's a fucking comedian.
So no, that's out of a tragic event came something awesome, and it's amazing what you've created here. And I'm still kind of thrown back that you both knew her from 2 different parts of your life.
Yeah, it's so
and how it came together. That's totally weird. But this is absolutely amazing. It's amazing what you guys are doing. What you're doing to help veterans, and then especially with the podcast. I've said this, I think, for 15 episodes now, that. Because we do this twice. We do this twice a week. This is number 36, bro.
Jesus Christ!
So
get with the times.
Yeah, seriously. Stop drinking all the beer. Okay?
I swear to God, I will unfriend you. I do not need that kind of negativity in my life.
Be careful, he really will. I've been blocked like 6 times.
See, that's right. Medium husky, Matt. Medium husky. That's right. No, but you guys with the podcast, we will always forever have your back on that, and anything we can do. I said this to you yesterday, Leslie, on the phone, that we'll do everything we can to help push that for you guys on our end, so that it can help get your voices out there even further. Anything that we could do, because it needs to be heard. With I think the Vanessa Guillen thing was like the straw that broke the camel's back. And the ladies over there at WAVG 1020 are doing. We had one of them on here, one of the girls on here, and it's just, we read some of the stories, and it was hard. It's hard for me. I've never been through any of this before, and it kind of makes me sad that I think maybe I had not intentional blinders on it when I was active duty. because my mind doesn't work in that way. You know what I mean? When I don't see a female and I'm like, okay, I got to, like it just doesn't function like that. And you know, me and Hugh have had this conversation. He's the same way. It doesn't. Me and Hugh, I do it on purpose. I do it on purpose, Hugh, because it annoys you. But I forever want to say thank you for what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
As frustrating as it could get sometimes and time consuming and, you know, editing your podcasts for, as Danielle shakes her head over there, you know, editing the podcast, just what you're doing is life-changing. It's absolutely life-changing for so many women. I have no doubt about that. So please don't ever stop.
Oh yeah, I could definitely see you guys doing hundreds and hundreds of episodes. You're gonna have to get a whole team together. You're gonna have to get a whole team together. You're gonna have to rotate who's gonna be on.
Definitely, like that. I've considered that. So
yeah,
we did the same thing. That's why Meg is here. It's a trial basis. It's not great. It's really okay.
Thanks, asshole.
Work for hire.
Yeah. We'll write her a letter for college.
You know, Meg's going to message us one day, guys, you didn't send me the link to join. And be like, anyway.
Be like, oh, that's it, we're done.
I don't know you. Stop harassing me. I don't like this.
Harassing. Okay. Go back to English class. But I mean, even I knew about you guys when you came out with your first episodes, and I've been following We Are Vanessa Gillen, the whole group, since the very beginning. I mean,
it's definitely getting a lot more traction too.
Yeah, I think there was like 1,000 members when I first joined, and then that was my first time I met Danique, was actually that day, and I was like, Danique, have you joined this group? And she's like, I'm already in it. I was like, okay, fine. And I was like so happy. I was so happy that I could like connect with another female, because in New Jersey there's like literally no veterans. They're all like 70 years old, and they just see me and they're like, let me pet you like Joe Biden. So it's like, it's so uncomfortable. But like, so the boys were like, Megan, you should really watch On the DL. And I knew exactly what was going to be in it because I've been through it. And I had to mentally prepare myself for it. Like, listening to the stories, I was like, I have to be in a good headspace first, because I mean, even in the We Are Vanessa Gillen group, I had to take off probably about a week. Like, I blocked like 2 of my friends because they wanted to get into an argument about the treatment that we've received in the military. One of them being a civilian friend, and one of them being a guy I used to work with. And I was like, literally, I can't even have this conversation with you right now because I'm going to have a major meltdown.
Yeah.
So I just had to block them at that point. I was like, listen, I'm not mad at you. This is just how I feel. I need to take a step back. And I had to come into a good headspace before even watching or listening to your videos, because if you're not prepared for it, it really will. It takes you by the feet, and it just drags you, and you have nothing to catch yourself with. You're just kind of there for the ride, and the emotions take over. And it's a horrible feeling, but it needs to be out there. And it's not something that should be sugar-coated. There's nothing nice about it. There's no kind words to put to it. What females in the military experience is absolutely horrific. It's horrendous. And there is literally, I mean, Billy cried when we read stories, and he's not even going to deny it. And
no, I'm not.
It's really it's so hard.
It ripped me apart to hear this shit. And, you know, it was, I also love that you guys you don't hold back. You know, Leslie, you said shit about like some of the shit that comes out of your mouths, ladies, is fucking hilarious. I'm sitting there like going through a like gambit of emotions. I'm in my work truck, right? So I'm in my work truck. I pull you guys up on Spotify. I hook it up to the Bluetooth, put it up on the dashboard, right? And I'm fucking listening. And then I'm on these backcountry roads in North Carolina, right? And I'm just like, oh, this is fucking pieces of shit. This and that. Leslie comes over with some crazy comments like fucking basic bitch boy. And I'm just like, whoa, that was fucking great. Oh, that was you? That was you there? Okay, so like I was dying. But it's funny because I've listened. I pulled up to a customer's house and they're like, this guy's waiting for me, right? He makes me look tiny. And he comes up, he's like, "Hey, Billy, how's it going?" And I'm just like, "Listen, there's 3 minutes left. Just fucking go back to your house. I gotta finish this shit." He was like, "Why were you so angry?" I'm like, "You don't know what's going on out there, man. You have no fucking clue." Like,
this is real life.
I've definitely realized I cannot listen to the show while I'm driving.
No, I can't. It's so bad. I almost blew red light one day. I blew through a couple of stop signs.
I went to my buddy's place about 40 minutes from here, and I remember the show ended, and I was in his town. I was like, "Oh, that's not okay."
Yeah.
Parking lots in the well, I can't do it in the hotel room because I have access to alcohol, but I listened to it in the car before the workday starts. So I'm like, "Oh, it's fucking." Your boss going to say you get 20 more minutes? That's right. That's what's up.
You tell him, be like, "My lunch break is as long as I fucking want."
I'm an American.
Yeah,
I mean now.
So you guys, you don't have a website for the podcast. It's just everyone can go to either Instagram.
Yet.
We don't have the time.
Whoa. I'm just asking simple questions, Leslie. Don't get so angry.
And I mean, if you think about it, even in the We Are Vanessa Gilling group, they've got like 10 moderators for the 4 admins. I mean, we only had 1 admin on, but there's like 4 of them. There's 10 moderators. I mean, it's a lot to handle.
Today.
There's a lot of stories, a lot of information. I mean, I remember reading a story. The woman was an 06. And she was trying to get this guy who had raped an E4. He was an E6, had raped an E4. She was an 06. And the Master Chief was like, if you do anything to this guy, I will hunt you down and kill you. And that, like, she's an officer. Like, those are the people there to defend us. And that, like, hurt me because I was like, even our officers are being bullied into not doing what they are there to do, right? By this Good Boys Club, and I was just like,
I hate to say it. It's 15 fucking years of my life I served in the Navy. I hate to say it, but I was asked the question, "What are you going to do when you make chief?" And I sat there and I thought about it, and I was like, I actually contemplated if I ever made E7 to not wear it. Because I was so pissed off at, when you're at E4, or when you first come into the military, E7s are, you look at them like they're, holier than
God, royalty.
Then being in as long as I was, and having to deal with them, especially being an MA, it was just because it's such a small fucking community, and on a constant basis. I didn't want to be part of that frat, and I'm just like, no, I don't know if I want to fucking do this. Like, I just can't. And that, for the Navy at least, and I know there's a lot of people that are watching this, I'm going to piss off, and, sorry for you, but
we don't care.
That is the most toxic rank. Those 3 ranks are the most toxic in the fucking U.S. Navy.
Well, because we've all seen E7 and above not get in trouble for good girl. We've all seen them not get in trouble for things that they did. Like, one of my field exercises, this chief was responsible for 3 people getting heat stroke, and he didn't get busted down. He didn't really get in trouble.
Heat stroke?
Yeah, we were on a field exercise, and because he was ordering these people not to move, not to go get water, they sat around. He didn't take care of them. 3 of them got fucking heat stroke, medically discharged from the military, and nothing.
Wait, they got medically discharged for heat stroke?
You have to. Yep. Your brain is literally cooking. You cannot function.
Yeah, and you're susceptible to it.
They had to medevac them via chopper from Camp Shelby down to the nearest hospital.
Yeah,
Nothing.
you're like exponentially more likely to get it once you've had it
the
first time.
You're talking about 103 degree internal temperature. Your brain is cooking. It's the last of the heat injuries. Yeah. And nothing. Like, you're telling me you got 4 people's livelihoods ruined, and you don't even go
because you couldn't give them water.
You're not going to get knocked down back to E6 and say, hey, like, immediate discharge. You smoke weed one time and you're fucking immediate separation. You almost killed 3 people.
That's when you just cut their dick off.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I would have.
If it was that, okay, we're like medieval torture fucking.
Throw Chris's comment up there. About
now, like with my comment about the Chiefs mess. Yeah, there's good Chiefs out there, but you hear this. How many times have we heard another, the whole fucking rubbing elbows, Chiefs rubbing elbows,
Yes.
Or how many times are the good
tugging
ones
each
showing
other's
up on,
dicks.
how many times are the good ones showing up on your evolutions and your exercises and being the ones that you get to work for?
About 10% of the time.
Shit,
Big
did you
number.
see that?
10%
Did you
big
all
number.
see that? The 06 that was standing.
The captain of the no, not the TR, the BH, wasn't it?
Yeah, the baton.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was standing top deck rover watch. Took an entire shift for his guys so they could have the day off.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yep. And 06 up there just standing the watch the right way.
I did hear about that.
And it's nice when you see that, you're like, that's when I joined the military, that's what I thought leadership was. But then you got these guys.
Dude.
Yeah. So, all right. So, ladies, we are an affiliate for this amazing company called Pod Decks. And what it is it's 5 different decks of cards. There's
Pod what?
Pod Decks, DECKS,
I didn't know
Decks.
It wasn't me this time.
on the bottom right of the page. All right, don't make it like you don't know what I'm talking about. It's right there.
I said the same thing.
There's 5 of them. We have a Would You Rather, What the Heck, an episode deck, and 2 interview ones. So I actually pulled the cards from the What the Heck, and I'm going to just randomly pick one here. It's kind of fun because it keeps the podcast like kind of just random shit and keeps it moving along. And there's an episode deck where you can actually gear certain episodes off of if you ever just have a blank, like, fuck, what are we going to do for episode 12? Pull a card and then run half the episode off of that. So these are random silly ass questions. If you could have anything named after you, what would it be? I'll get Meg. Look at Meg, deep in thought.
Honestly, my first thing was a deli slicer.
What the? Look at the prosciutto going through, so smooth.
I'm sorry, I didn't eat all of my sausage.
I'm glad I bought the Meg 300. It's fucking great.
I don't know. Maybe I should be a robot since like Megatron. That was my nickname. Apparently, I was really destructive as a child.
I could see you like trying to run through a fucking wall, or like your dog runs into the sliding glass door, and you're like, "Oh no, you didn't do it right. Let me show you how it's done." And you try to run through the fucking door.
I have tried body slamming my 250-pound brother before. I hit a wall, like bounced off of him and hit a wall.
I think Danielle's having a nervous breakdown. Do you need to leave?
No, I'm literally just like reading why people are here right now. And this lady, yeah, it's not a HIPAA thing, but this woman wants to be called Mama Lou, and that has nothing to do with her real name. So she's here because of a gout infection.
Nice.
Oh,
so, hi, my name's Danielle, and I'm going to make them throw up on live podcast tonight. It's going to be great. Ugh,
I could do that for you any day.
Oh, gout infection. Oh, that's so gross. So gross. Hugh.
I'm thinking, man.
You dude, seriously,
there's so many good ideas.
He'd be named after a cigar wrapping machine.
No, I want to be. I don't know what it is, but I want it to be one of those things that like has got like 2 uses, but we overcharge for it. It could always be used as a bad example.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why do you have to overcomplicate everything?
I don't want it to be a used
Did I just have a stroke? What did you say?
I want it to be like so check it out. In the CBs,
Did we skip him?
In the expeditionary community, for whatever reason, when I go to supply, I get these 4 really shitty bandoliers or D-rings. They only hold 5 pounds and they're not load bearing. They're fucking worthless. But we always give them out and they're like $5 a piece. That's the kind of item I'm looking for. Something that really serves no purpose whatsoever, but we constantly spend money on and give people. That's something down that line. That's what I'd like to be named after.
So do you have no purpose then, Hugh?
I can always be used as a bad example.
I mean, he's a BU1. I mean, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Basically,
worthless.
yeah.
What do the CBs do, Hugh?
I don't even know anymore. A lot of fucking cleaning air conditioners and spending money on Lockheed Martin.
Yeah, or paying you for like $400 a day for your fucking hotel.
It's $1.60. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Jesus. I stayed at the Marriott. All right, ladies. Is there anything else that you would like You want to vent? You want to call anyone out? Anything else you want to say?
Names are allowed.
Names are allowed. Names are always allowed.
Everybody send Sargi Slaughter a message after this.
Oh yes. Yes.
Don't forget.
And tag this episode so that he knows exactly where the fuck it came from.
Yeah. Let him know. Let him know where we talk about him.
Danielle's just smirking. She's just like, this is gonna be great.
And also,
I'm waiting.
Very important. If anybody's listening, if you're a female veteran and you have a story to tell and you want to be on our podcast after listening to it, or if you don't listen to it and want to be on the podcast anyway because you're selfish, then you can email us at otdlpodcast@gmail.com, or you can get in contact with us on our Instagram, which is otdlpodcast.
Thank you.
Ladies, again, thank you so much. Danielle, stop getting an anxiety attack. Go to fuck back to work.
She is. I'm like sweating watching her.
This for the last 10 minutes. No, ladies, thank you so much. We'd love to have you back whenever you guys are free.
Absolutely.
We'll be listening. So thank you again. You guys have a wonderful evening.
Bye,
Thank
Take care.
you.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Absolutely fucking awesome what they're doing. It's super inspiring. They need all the credit in the world, and I know it's also stressful at the same time. I mean, trying to put this fucking show together with you two schmucks takes a fucking a year off my life every fucking week, but no.
Whoa.
No, what they're doing over there is so
bad.
I mean, not that great either.
Really, Meg? You want me to post all the
worse.
fucking memes that you send us 27 times a day?
Most of them are not quite kosher.
I'll tell you what, since they started that show and since we started talking about this a lot more, I'm noticing a lot more stories coming out of like Fort Hood and Fort Campbell.
Yeah, it's
people missing, people found dead bodies, people who were missing for a while are starting to show up magically.
No, it really is making me more aware of the subject matter and more aware of how I approach it in conversations and how I treat it, in the sense that you have to be careful. Not careful, but like you have to, I don't want to say you have to tiptoe around it, because I want it to be thrown in everyone's fucking face so they realize
it pile drove right through. Like, let's bring it out to the open.
I just think what they're doing over at the podcast is it's amazing. It's amazing. And it's going to be awesome that they don't have an end goal, that it's an infinitesimal episodes that they're going to have. So unfortunately, the sad part is they're never going to lose content, and that's the problem. And that's what they're trying to bring light to, is helping put an end to it. So,
and I will tell you, today I read a story. It was by a woman. She was around 60 years old. She had served in the Navy, and she shared her stories of assault on We Are Vanessa Gill and 1020. And it's so hard to read them because, so you guys can't see them, I can see them. And I see these stories, and we have our own little section on our Instagram that shares that shares our female stories. And like, I'm trying to take small inserts of things that are said that don't tell the whole story, that it's like, this is really like, this is the shit. This is really fucking horrible. And there is no end to it. There really isn't, because this isn't just this generation. This isn't just the women who are in now, or when they were in when I was in, which was 2013 to 2018, or the time that they were in when Billy was in, which was like, 1900 to like 2000, like that. I don't know, whatever long that was. Or Matt's generation, which was 1776. Oh my God, yeah. Billy left us. I made him so upset. But like, it is more than just one generation. It is many generations. Yeah, I'll cut off all the dicks. I don't care. It is many generations. That's why I can't get a date. Of women that have gone through this, and it's not going to end. It's literally like, it's so, like, just take this for instance. I have probably at least 3 stories to tell. At least there's a lot of women out there that have probably 10 stories to tell, all separate incidences. So there is, like, for each, say there's 10,000 women, there might be over 100,000 stories.
That's fucking. It's so we're just gonna keep
doing.
It's hard not to. It's hard not to hear when you hear this shit. But we're gonna keep doing what we can to help bring a voice to it because it's just flat out. It's fucked up.
Sorry, I read Matt's message or his comment.
It's fucked up. So yeah.
It's
been a tough one.
It's
tonight.
Not gonna get better unless there is somebody talking about it.
I mean, you're right.
I know I'm right. I don't say things all willy-nilly.
Yeah, so gross. All right.
By the way, sorry I kept looking around. I couldn't find my bottle opener gotta.
That's what you used?
That's what I laughed at. Yeah, I literally used my knife to get the cap off because that's why I was like looking around. Like, where'd my bottle opener go? I brought it.
Well, guys, I know this episode was we were excited about it. It was much needed. Kind of has taken a toll on me tonight. Just I don't know. It's just thinking about all these women and everything they've gone through. It's just fucked up. So I'm proud of us for doing what we do, and I'm proud of them for what they do. And if anyone's got, if you want to reach out to us, if you feel more comfortable, we can forward stuff over to them. We're more than happy to do that. Our email, let me put that up there real quick so everyone could see it.
And for any females out there, if you have a story that you want to tell, but you want it to be anonymous, but you want like the general public, and we have a more male-based group that watches us, you are able to share it. We're not going to tell your name. I will share it. It will be out there. Please do not put your name. This is like anonymous. Don't put whatever assaulter, predator. Name. Yeah, don't put it out there. Keep it anonymous. But it is a reminder to let the men in the community know this happens. This isn't unusual. This is an everyday concept.
And something they said on their podcast also. That some might chuckle at this. I personally don't find it too funny, but it's not just women; it's men too. There's they actually talked about the massive amount of emails they're getting from men that are coming forward with things that have incidents that have happened to them. So don't think it's just the females. Unfortunately, the majority of it is females. But for the men out there, if it's part of your healing process and you want to reach out to them, or you want to reach out to us and we could forward it over to them, and you want your story to be heard, you've heard the vetting process, so it's not something we all take lightly. But I just wanted to thank you guys again tonight for watching. Please do the normal. All right, we got 3 social media outlets. Facebook. Hey, and it's all on the bottom right there. All the same name. Go to all of them. Share, like, follow. It helps us get the voice out, and it'll help these other platforms also get their voice out. So we will see you guys Monday, right? We're going to be back on Monday. Are we going to have what's her name? Have you about the COVID about the coronas?
I'll reach out to her.
All right.
I'm literally like, who are we talking about?
If not, we'll get one of you random silly bastards that's watching this on the show. Probably Chris Schneider. We'll get Chris Schneider on here.
No, his soul.
That's my fucking mission. That's my fucking mission. Is to
I think it'd be hilarious if we can get him on and like just black out his face.
Do the pixelization and have like the pedo voice. Like, hey, my name is Chris.
Oh my god, no, that was so creepy.
No.
It makes it goosebumps now. No,
come on, Chris, you're already on Instagram. This is the next step, man.
Yeah, Chris, have you not looked at the social media pages? You kissing puppies and everything.
You're
it's so
famous.
Cute. So cute, Chris.
Yep,
so
you're out
cute.
there now. The government's tracking you if they weren't before.
He's in his house
He's
like this.
like having a panic attack right
You know
now.
who he reminds me of?
Fuck?
You ever see the movie Red?
Yeah.
Okay, he's John Malkovich.
He's not cool enough to be John Malkovich, but he's
the John Malkovich in the movie, like with the fucking binoculars.
Writing down the airplane numbers.
Yeah, the tail numbers for the helicopters and the airplanes. That's the same fucking helicopter that was at the boardwalk.
That's Chris for sure.
Well, he's got the golf ball launcher on the front of the AR shooking golf balls at the fucking.
At least it's not potatoes.
One time that happened. they have his blood and tissue samples already.
Oh Jesus!
God and Jesus.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching tonight. We will see you guys Monday with or without a guest because we're gonna fucking be here no matter what. Everyone, have a great night.